Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Hey, everybody, thanks for joining us on today's video. Listen, man, when you think about sports cars and stuff like that, you think about the 50s when really high-performance things started to come out. Obviously, the Corvette came into its own in the late 50s. But a lot of those cars that were high-performance were British cars, and they were British racing green with a tan leather interior, and that is an elegant, elegant man's car. But you know what they didn't have? They didn't have 350 minimum horsepower to get them rolling down the road, and that's how this Corvette came to be it. All right, so ultra rare car, fully restored, right, with the rare L79 V8, 4-speed close ratio transmission. This stuff here, right, blowing out the side as you're rolling on down the road with your big giant gun hanging out the door. Sorry, I get so twisted up in this. All right, Goodwood green. I love this color. You know why? Because there's so few of them made. It's so rare, it just makes a great collector car. And then you throw in matching numbers engine, transmission, an independent rear. The fact that this car has 4-wheel disc brakes and a fully independent suspension, which a lot of people do not still know, okay? And this, come on up and I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. Paint. You wanna take this car to a car show, you wanna drive this car to the beach, you wanna drive this car out to dinner, guaranteed they push the Porsche around side, this car they park out front, but before you run in and go to dinner, sit outside for just a second and listen to the commentary as everybody rolls out of the restaurant and sees this thing out front. Guaranteed, oh, look at that thing. Oh, I rode in one of those. I never got to drive one, I just couldn't afford it. You know what? Maybe now you're at a place in your life you can afford it and you can get back right in it and do this. Check this out. This is a reflection that you're gonna see in those nights. All nice and crystal clear, all the description that you can see, the letters are fine. That's what you want somebody to do for you. If this is not the car for you for some reason, or it's probably gonna be sold very quickly and it's gonna be unavailable, make the person do the video for you and show you the quality of the paint, all right? All right, so as we look around the car, why are some cars worth more and some cars not? For instance, this car here has $11,000 worth of recent receipts. It's been a frame-off restoration. It has the higher horsepower engine, which adds a lot of value to begin with. Most people don't know that these cars came standard with a 3-speed manual transmission, all right? This has the 4-speed from the factory in it, all right? These right here, 67 was the change. These are bolt-on knockoffs, meaning the bolt-on wheel that they had in the year prior, all right? The government mandated that they no longer sell that wheel like that, but the wheel is so good looking, they came out with a fix for it. So now it's bolted on, and they put this sunburst on top of there as a center cap, all right? High performance radials, all right? You can do red lines if you want to. We could do that as well, or we could do white letter tires. These are the cool things about buying a car here is we can make a couple subtle changes to it before we ship it to you, and that's not a big deal. So you just let us know what you want, all right? So side pipes, all right? The sound of those side pipes is spectacular, all right? And once I show you the convertible top as well with the matching interior, it changes this whole car. It's just such a gentleman's race car. It's awesome. All right, let's keep rolling around. All right, so some of the things that you're going to pay for in a restoration and how to know that a restoration is a better restoration than other ones. For instance, this may seem silly, but the tag light works, okay? 99.9% of the cars that we get, the tag light never works. You know why? Because that's a whole nother wiring issue that has to be done. And if somebody's going to restore a car and spend a lot of money to it, the things you should be looking for is does the footwell lighting work and does the tag light work? Because 9 times out of 10, they do not, all right? New chrome bumpers, all right? New chrome here, emblems and things, but what we wanted to show you was the reflection underneath here in our new showroom of how clean the underneath of this car is. Look at that, man. That is a great looking piece of history. And that's how you get a car that drives well, too. How it's restored underneath determines how this feels here, not the top. The top is always going to be shiny or whatever. It's the underneath of the car that makes a difference, all right? So let's take a peek under the hood and see the horsepower that you're going to be getting. All right, so as shiny as this car is, we got to thank and give a shout out to Yona over here, who's our summer intern. Say hey, and come on up here and check this out, because this is what you want to do. You want to be able to go to a you want to be able to go to a car show if you want to go to a car show. A lot of times these cars and coffees have the exotic cars like Ferrari, Lamborghini, Porsche, stuff like that. You pull up in this, man, those guys love cars and they're going to love your car too. There is no redneck versus educated. This is the way cars work. People love cars, they love cars. They don't care what it is. And once they find out about what's under the hood here, they're gonna love this car even more. So come on up here and check this out, all right? And this is detailed the way it's supposed to be. Correct air cleaner on here, the right valve covers, the manifolds are in place like they're supposed to be, all right? Clutch fan is there, the decals, nicely done. Sometimes I don't even like to talk about this stuff because it's just looking at it, it's actually better looking than the words coming out of my mouth, and sometimes I ruin it. So I'm just going to be quiet for a second. As you can see, I'm clearly being quiet while you look the car over. All right, that's enough. Let's roll. All right, so getting a great car is awesome. A lot of times cars don't come with tops. There's many sports cars out there that don't come with a hard top or a soft top, and so the season of it is a lot less. So as you check out something like this car has a great heater in it, right? It has a brand new soft top in it. And this soft top is beautiful. Not only is it beautiful, it's all restored. The frame is restored. We have an upgraded stereo back here. Come on up here for Colin for a second. I just want to show everybody this. Upgraded speakers back here with a subwoofer, all right? Mid-ranges. This doesn't have to stay back here. We can take this apart, or we can mount them inside here where the battery boxes are located, but they're there and they're kind of out of the way, and I just wanted you to be able to see it, all right? Anyway, I'm going to close the top. I just wanted you to see how great looking the top really is. The tan top with the tan matching interior, the trim inside there, the carpets, the console, all wrapped in this color with the green. Just looks super, super elegant, all right? And it's just easy, man. You come out of work, pop this like this, unbuckle, all right? There, one, boom here, get in the car, and you roll. All right, so come join me in here where you're going to be most of the time, all right? Hopefully these floor mats are appropriate. They aren't exactly period correct, but I had them embroidered. I thought they were just such a nice touch in there. A lot of guys bring their wives and go for a ride, and this just makes it for a little bit nicer interior, all right? What I wanted to show you was that the footwell lighting works in this car. Little tiny stuff like that. The clock works in this car. The clock didn't work in this car a year after the car was sold. The fact is the gauges work as well. It's all restored inside here, right? This color matched console. This is really nice stuff and a nice place to be. This is an upgraded radio. We could put a stock radio in here if you wanted to, but this looks pretty stock, but it also is digital, so you can plug in your iPod, iTunes, or maybe an Android device or whatever it is you want and get your regular tunes and things like that. This does have one really cool feature, past the fact that it has a 160 mile an hour speedometer and a 7,000 RPM tach, right? That's a pretty impressive thing. I've pegged the speedometer a couple times, about 160, 165, and this is typically the way I drive it at 160, like this. Now this happened today, and that's why my hair looks the way it does. So anyway, I just made all that up because I actually never have gone over 55. You probably see me in a car like this, right-hand lane, flashers on, just hanging out. That's what I do. But what I wanted to get at was this cool option here, which is very rare on these cars, and this is telescopic steering, okay? And that's a cool piece, especially as we get older, we get a little bigger, or for guys with really long legs that need the pedal room but don't want to be so far away from the steering wheel, so you can adjust that there, all right? Boom. All right, so let's close up this video and run down a couple of the bullet points we're talking about. For instance, we're talking about what makes a collector car versus a really nice driving, cool car. And we have all those types of cars here. This right here, in my opinion, is more a collector car. First off, it drives great, so it qualifies for any of the above. And the restoration has made it drive even nicer, but it has some features and things on it that a lot of the other cars don't. So as you're shopping these cars around and you're saying to yourself, okay, now I see the value, this is why this car is worth it, here's why. So restoration photos, this car has restoration photos. It has a recent $11,000 worth of freshening up of this car in receipts, right? We saw the little things like the tag light working and the interior lights working and the clock working, stuff like that. And some of the options on the car, side pipes, knockoffs. Have you priced these with a set of tires and things like that? It's $3,000 plus just for the wheels and tires, all right? That's a fairly expensive. Side pipes, another couple $1,000. So as I walk around the car, you can clearly see how all this can add up to be a much better car. But we do have matching numbers, we do have great style, and we do have the last year for this body style, okay? This car also comes with a matching hardtop as well. So having said all that, I don't see how you can go wrong. This is one great, great Corvette. Anyway, thanks for joining us. Fleming's 301-816-1000, or see us on the web at Fleming'sUltimateGarage.com.